everybody. I'm just walking to a coffee shop, and there's this nice little park near my apartment here in Kuta, Bali, and I thought I'd stop in and do a quick video where it's a little bit quieter and talk about what I experienced with colon hydrotherapy, and I also did a few different other services. So at Cocoon is where I went. I don't know if you guys have been seeing this, but there's been a ton of Instagram videos about this colon hydrotherapy and try this out and whatnot. I do think my Instagram and Facebook algorithms are quite different than most because of what shows up on my stuff. It's a lot of body work and a lot of health stuff. So anyway, I've been seeing a lot of that, and so I wanted to give it a shot. So it just worked out. Just so happened that this place that I was looking at in Ubud, they also had a medical clinic here. They call it a med clinic, which is interesting. A medical clinic here in Kuta as well. So I wasn't able to make an appointment, or the availability wasn't there while I was in Ubud because I was there for so short of a period of time that they were able to get me in here in Kuta. So I did that, and to prepare for, well, first off, colon hydrotherapy is about washing the large intestine with warm water and eliminating all the mucus and extra stool, compacted stool, like the lining on the guts. I have not researched a ton more on it because I'm kind of curious. I'm going to see how this goes first, and then I'll do a little bit more research later. But the biggest thing that I've struggled with digestive problems for a long time, and I was just curious what this would do. So anyway, I went into it, and unfortunately was having some digestive problems before I went in. So I told them about that because they wanted me to be on a liquid diet for 1 to 3 days prior to and things. And we booked it really last minute, so I didn't have time to do that. But I was able to do some. And anyway, I didn't eat a lot beforehand, but that's what they want you to do, is to do liquid before, just to clean out the colon as much as possible before you start the process. The 2 nurses I had, you need to be a nurse in order to do this, which I appreciated a lot. They were so thorough and friendly, and there's actually 2 of them because it involves 2 different things. First off, there's a big machine, and it runs water through your system. They can only do 4 liters of water at one time. I made it to 4 liters for the first round, and then after that I wasn't able to make it that long. My experience was, it was tough. It wasn't, I know that it's healthy, or I know that it's beneficial, but I couldn't quite, I wouldn't say like, hey, I can't wait to do that again. Not the case. But anyway, the nurses were really great. They did a wonderful job. They kept they kept like the process, moving forward, asking that I was okay. They didn't waste any time. They know that it's not the most comfortable thing in the world. So that was nice. In between each session, so depending on the time, how long it takes, in between each round, they would, so while the water was coming out and the stool was coming out, or whatever was coming out, they would do a tummy massage, and they'd massage your stomach. I had a really hard time with that. Not the massage as much, but like the feeling of needing to go to the bathroom. I felt like that continuously, and they said that's very normal, but they do use the speculum. So I don't know if you've ever heard of people having hemorrhoids, like a hemorrhoid treatment, but it was very similar, where they use the speculum to open things up, obviously, so things can move out. When they did that and they pushed and were trying to get things to move, then yes, I was full, and so it was hard. It was hard to relax my body in order to let things eliminate. And I don't think, as I have been on this journey for a little while, I think that's very common for me to kind of hold hold it in if things are uncomfortable. So it was, you don't really have a choice with this. It was things were going to be moving at one way, shape, or form. So very interesting experience. I've only done it once now, and I will be doing it again while I'm here a few times, because that's what they recommended, and I want to see it through, kind of like anything we do. Doing it once is an experience. To see long-lasting results, a lot of times when it comes to health stuff, we need to allow the process to work. So I did it once. I am not looking forward to doing it again per se, but I will. I'm going to be doing it again here in about a week. So they said that you can do that weekly, especially if you have some digestive issues. They did talk about it increasing motility with time, like stimulating your peristalsis to start happening, which I think is a huge thing. When we talk about the nervous system and the health of the nervous system, the ability for it to adapt, there's parts of the body the part of the nervous system that is involved with slowing your body down and resting and digesting its food. And when it does that, it causes this peristalsis like this to happen through the organs, through the small intestine, through the large intestine. Like, it just gets things moving through your system. It's called the enteric nervous system. So we want to make sure that that is happening. And if that's not happening, then obviously you're going to have stagnancy in the colon, and we don't want that, because then that waste is always a stressor on your body. So if the waste is sitting there, it'd be like an old, I don't know, I'm thinking like mosquito water, but it'd be like, like an old compacted like a pipeline that, like a sewage that's just not eliminating, and it starts to erode the pipes, and that's literally what starts to happen, and it starts to affect how our brain functions. So when they talk about the gut being the second brain, that is what it is, but we have to remember that the brain is the first one, right? So the gut does get a lot of credit these days, but the brain is the first one. So when the gut is inflamed, it causes inflammation into the nervous system because of how it affects the nerves that we talked about that create this peristalsis, and that do all this work in our digestive system. The nerves do tell the digestive system to work when it's time. But if the brain is sensing that it's not safe to digest food, or to rest, if it's not safe to rest, then this doesn't happen. The peristalsis, the movement, the enzymes that need to be secreted, and all the things to digest the food, even though you're eating, it does not mean that your body is processing the food that you're eating, because your brain is not sensing that it's safe to do so. So that's a huge piece that I wanted to share, is like, yes, I am doing some treatment. I did that treatment on my guts, and I'm very, very grateful to be able to experience that. But we do need to still remember that in order for all this to stay connected and to maintain and whatnot, really I need to focus on creating a sense of safety and stability in my body, so that it will go into that mode on its own. There's a plethora. There's so many different treatments that we can do for ourselves to help ignite or start the process. I understand that, but really don't ever forget that we have to help our brain understand what's going on around us. If it's been in a bad pattern, if it's got emotional things that it's trying to process all the time, if it's if it's struggling to see its environment as it truly is, rather than a story that we've been telling ourselves for a long time, whether it's in conflict or whatever. Our brain is what's commanding the entire body to do what it needs to do to keep itself alive. Okay, so the treatments and the chiropractic adjustments, the treatments, like I just did, the sauna, like all these things, yes, they support your body. They help keep you on a good track, But really, if you want to make the biggest change, like your body, being in your body, helping your body see the world as it truly is versus the stories you're telling it, that's going to probably give you the best bang for your free buck. It just takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of awareness. And I wish that I could say that I could do it for you, but really a lot of the healing, it comes from inside you, and you have to do it. So the treatments that I'm getting, I'm happy to share them with you. Or like the sound healing ceremonies and like all the yoga and all these things. Yes, they are wonderful tools to keep my body in check, to help heal it. I often talk about, like even once we balance our brain, we still have to clean up the mess that we've left behind. Does that make sense? So it'd be like, yes, I can balance my brain, but my guts are still inflamed because of the years of chronic stress to them. I'm not saying I had a stressful life. I'm just saying the stories that my brain understood as needing to happen and go. Like it wasn't time to digest food, and I probably have been in that state for, 20 some years. I had bouts of calm, but it wasn't, I didn't change the patterns. They came back quite, so I'm still working on some of that stuff. But I will, like if we don't clean up the rubbish that we created, then it's still like you can't grow a new city on a burned one. You need to, remove all the debris. You need to, take the bricks out and move all the cars and everything that was working in this city or whatever. We have to move all that out, and that's really a very short way of explaining what's going on. But just know that yes, you can change your life by changing your brain. And to change your brain, you have to be aware. Any techniques or treatments that you're going to receive will be beneficial for you as long as you believe that they are, okay? So if that's the case and you're working on something in particular and you're getting services done, awesome. Know though that you still need to continue to change this and to help your brain recognize the safety in what you're providing it, right? Or the creativity or whatever it is that maybe is lacking or out of balance. Most of the time though, you guys, it's safety. And I know that we live in a very safe world these days, that we aren't in the paleo days where we're thinking that a bear or T-Rex or whatever is going to get us. Like we are in a safe world. However, our stress is higher in a way because our body doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know the difference between a stressor of a bear chasing us, which is obviously going to be very detrimental to us, or a conflict with a boss, or going to a job that we're not loving, or whatever, any sort of disarray. Our brain doesn't know the difference, but we know the difference. We know that it's not life or death, but our brain still thinks it is if we don't change that story. Stress can really help us move forward in life sometimes, can't it? Like I think about the hard work and that mentality. Like I am so thankful that I was able to get there, but at the same time, I am now seeing that there is a way to work hard but not be stressed, and that is relax into the tension. Not push into the tension, not force into the tension, relax into the tension. That's what I learned in the yoga training, and we heard it over and over and over again. I don't even know how many times, probably 1 million, I don't know. Relax into the tension, relax into the tension. That's how you move forward. That's how you get something to move and is not restricted you have to relax into the tension. And, you know, if we can train our brain that once we reach a resistance or a tension or something and we relax into it, then we can move through it. Either we need, we'll know when to pivot, or we'll know when to change or whatever, but we're not sending all these chemicals through our brain saying run, 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 or fight, fight, fight. Like that's not the point. Relax into the tension. Have you ever been around somebody who's just so chill, but yet they get so much done, and they're just flowing through life? Those people are my people. Those are who I love being around, because it almost seems easy, but now that I've done the work, I know that it's not, because our world is not there. We are a bit of an anomaly, I would say, especially in America. I'm so proud of where we're from. I just think that we are, I shouldn't group everybody there, but the majority of people are going, or like on autopilot or whatever, to just have the American dream. And the American dream is a dream. It is wonderful. I love being from where I'm from, but at the same time, I really need to focus in on being, creating an environment that's best for our bodies, for our health, and one that is hustle. Like the boss babe, the hustler, the whatever, like that is not me. I'm not doing that anymore. I was for a long time, and I'm just not doing that anymore, because my body is not where it's supposed to be. That doesn't feel good. And some people who are boss babing and whatnot, they are doing it the way that I'm talking about, and that is where I find love, peace, and joy. So, and I need more of that in my body. I would, if this resonates, I would guess that that feels similar for you. Like more joy, more love. The hard work can be there. I'm not scared to work hard, but I'm going to work hard in a way of love, peace, and joy, and compassion, so that my body doesn't react in a fight or flight way. Fight or flight is amazing, but we don't need to live there. We don't want to live there. That increases muscle tension. So if you're feeling like you need massages all the time, that's because you're in a fight or flight state. You've got to be able to calm things down so that your body isn't thinking that it needs to run away from tigers all the time. Like, oh, I'm just so achy. Well, yeah, like that's a brain thing. And it's all over. Maybe if you hurt your knee, that's one thing. But if you're, achy all over the place, or chronic tension in the shoulders, like, come on, you guys, that is definitely fight or flight. And the massages are wonderful, but again, that's a treatment. It's not getting to the cause, because you have to change how your brain is thinking of these things, the stress. So, anyway, I would totally recommend, if you're interested, getting a colon hydrotherapy treatment, just because if you don't experience it, you just really don't know what it is. That's the part. I also had a cellulite massage, and I will tell you, getting massages in a foreign country have been dreamy for me, and that has nothing to do with the technique per se. It's because I can't really speak to them. So it's because I focus in on my body. It's almost meditative for me at this point, where I'm not worried about what they're thinking, what they're saying, whatever. I don't know them. Being able to just really shut off from people pleasing, or making sure everyone is comfortable in the appointment, even though I might be the guest. Just shutting my mouth and soaking up the reason that I'm there. And the cellulite massage, I find it so funny, because that's totally a term that people would say, yes, I want that. Please eliminate my cellulite. I would recommend this to anybody, even if they don't have cellulite. But for the most part, cellulite is a fascia problem. So if you have a lot of calcium deposits in the fascia, breaking those up will obviously change the appearance, but also it lengthens the fascia in your body, so when I was getting that done, I totally felt my knee kind of relax, and I felt my low back relax as I was getting the cellulite massage. So know that terms are sometimes a marketing strategy and don't be scared of marketing. A marketing strategy to get people interested, but the benefits of what you're getting are usually much grander than what they say on a deeper level, especially when it comes to holistic stuff. I'm finding that more and more that, yeah, we need to get people in the door of this health thing, and we have to, in order to do that, it needs to appeal to someone, and turns out anti-aging and cellulite reduction and wrinkle-free and all those things are very what am I trying to say? My words are gone. They're very looked for, right? They're terms that are very attractive to people. So, yeah, I don't know. It was a wonderful experience. I can't wait to share more with you. So I had that yesterday. So today, I can tell you my legs look so much better, and I wish that I would have. I wish that I would have taken a before picture. So I definitely recommend that on more levels than just to get rid of cellulite. But there is a big difference in understanding what fat is, what lymph is, what fluid is in the body. I'm kind of blabbing a little bit today. There's a lot I want to talk about, which is why this podcast and Brilliant Wonders is such a fun thing for me to start. Hopefully I'll get a little bit more narrowed in on a certain topic. But when you first start, you want to share everything. It tends to happen with me. I just want to share it all, everything that I can. And if anybody has any questions or any topics that you want me to talk about, I would love to hear that, because I want this to gear towards you the best that it can. I don't know if people are interested in traveling, or if they're interested in confidence or body work, or I don't know, anything health related. I don't know. You tell me what you're looking for, and I will just keep sharing what comes up in my heart to share with you, and we'll go from there, and we'll see how this Brilliant Wonders podcast, or this platform, where it goes. I have no idea, but I'm enjoying doing it, and thank you all for listening. Have a wonderful day.